Well, hello and welcome to our concert today. Sitting behind me is the 6th grade band. Our 6th grade band is going to present to you what it is like being in the band. First, I want to say thank you to your 5th grade teachers for letting you watch this video today. And I want you to think about when we play our first song here that all of the students behind me, they were in your classrooms just a year ago. They were all in 5th grade and they'd never played a band instrument before. And now, just a few months into school, we're able to put on a whole concert. So I want you to think about that, and maybe this could be you next year. The first song we're going to play is something that I know you all have heard before. It's called When the Saints Go Marching In. Some of our sections, and we're going to start with the flute section. So flutes, will you hold up what this instrument looks like so they can see? A long silver instrument that we hold up next to our mouth, and the flute makes a sound by blowing your air across the hole on the flute. It's a lot like blowing your air across a glass bottle. So on the flute we do that, but in a lot more sophisticated way. We add a lot of keys for all of our fingers, and we can play really cool songs. So they're going to play a little section of our next piece of music to demonstrate to you guys what the flute sounds like. Great job, flutes. So the next instrument we're going to demonstrate is the clarinet. What does the clarinet look like, guys? Can you hold that up for them to see? Yes. Okay, so it's the long black instrument. This is often called the violin of the band because it's usually the biggest section in a band. The clarinet is a really cool instrument because it has the largest range of any instrument in the band. It can play the most notes, the highest and the lowest notes, the biggest range of all the instruments. It has lots of keys that your fingers have to cover, and unlike the flute, it uses a reed, and the reed vibrates against the mouthpiece to make the sound. The clarinet is one of the instruments we start at the beginning of the school year. Here's what our clarinets sound like today. Good job, clarinets. All right, the next instrument we're going to demonstrate is the alto saxophone. This is what it looks like. And it's most commonly known as a jazz instrument. You see it in a jazz band all the time. But we use alto saxophones in concert band and marching band too. In fact, they're a really important voice in the band. These students started first on the clarinet and then switched to alto sax about 3 months into the school year in November. This is what our alto saxes sound like. The trumpet is the melody instrument that is most commonly heard when you listen to a marching band. It's also used in jazz band and concert band. It's really an all-around melody instrument. The trumpet looks like this, and it is also one of the instruments we start at the beginning of the year. And the trumpet is a really cool instrument. It's one of my favorites. So let's listen to what our trumpets sound like. All right, the next instrument in the band that we're going to demonstrate is called the French horn. One really cool thing about the French horn is that there's enough tubing in these French horns that if you were to line up all of it end to end, it would be as long as a school bus. The French horn is one of the most challenging brass instruments because it has the smallest mouthpiece of any of the brass instruments. This is what it looks like, guys. Want to hold it up for me? Yeah, so there's our French horn. And we also don't start this instrument at the beginning of the year. It starts a few months in, like some of the others. And if you are interested in playing the French horn, you would want to first play trumpet. This is what our French horns sound like. All right, so before we play our next song, I wanted to let you see all the students that were at your schools last year. I know our teachers really like this, and you might even see some friends that you used to hang out with on the playground. So, if you went to Central Elementary School last year, would you stand? And how about if you went to Northeastern last year? How about you stand up right now? And who went to Southeastern last year? And who went to Star Elementary School? Do we have any students here today from St. Rose? And we even have some friends that moved into Hastings that did not go to one of our schools last year. Like, who are those people in the band? All right, we hope you enjoy our next song, which is Old MacDonald Had a Band. Instrument we're going to demonstrate is the bass clarinet. This is the big version of the clarinet, so it uses the same fingerings, it reads the same notes, but it sounds an entire octave lower. So this would be considered a low voice instrument. They are, all these students started on the clarinet and then switched to bass clarinet in November. This is what they look like. Really big instrument. And here's what our bass clarinets sound like. Okay, next we have to demonstrate is our trombones. The trombones is the other instrument we started at the beginning of the year. So if you remember, it's the flutes, the clarinets, the trumpets, and the trombones that start on the first day of 6th grade. The trombone is a really unique instrument because it uses a slide. Can everyone show them what the trombone looks like? And the trombone is a brass instrument. You buzz into the mouthpiece to produce the sound. Here is what our trombones sound like. demonstrate what the slide sounds like by going from F down to C, back to F. Pretty cool. How about a foot rumble for our trombone? All right, our next instrument is the baritone. The baritone is the same notes as the trombone, but has a much different sound. A lot of people think it has a much more sonorous sound or royal sound. It's a mellower version of the trombone. The baritone is an instrument that we don't start until into the school year, just like some of our other instruments, but all of our students on baritone were playing a brass instrument to start. Mostly trombone, but every now and then a trumpet will switch to baritone also. Here's what our baritones sound like. Our last instrument that's in the woodwind and brass family is the tuba. The tuba is the biggest instrument. As you can see, hold these up, guys. Definitely the biggest. Now, if you play the tuba, you actually leave your instrument at home to practice, and then you have another instrument at school that you play. So don't worry, you don't have to carry this home every day or ride on the bus with it. The tuba plays the bottom notes of the band. They're called the bass instrument. And all of our tuba players typically start on the trombone first and switch to the tuba. Their mouthpiece is the biggest instrument mouthpiece that we have, which also makes it very challenging, just like the French horn, but opposite, right? Not the smallest mouthpiece, but the biggest mouthpiece. So let's hear what the tuba sound like right now. Okay, so we've gotten to hear all of our different instruments, except for one section that we'll do in just a second. Wanted to make sure you all know that in 6th grade, you have a few electives that you can choose from. You can be in band, like we're showing you today. You also can sing in choir, or you can take PE, or gym class. You also have the option to take both band and choir. The one thing I want to make sure you do know about band is that it only starts in 6th grade. So if you choose to be in band next year, it means that you can stay in band as long as you want. But if you don't start band next year, it means that in 7th and 8th grade, or even high school, band will not be an option for you. So make sure you think about that when you make your elective choice. We're now gonna play, as a whole group, a song that we were demonstrating on our low voices. It's called Ode to Joy. Section that we're going to feature is the percussion section. This is an instrument that we also don't start at the beginning of the year, but you can play any instrument in band and then switch to percussion later in the year. We've got all sorts of stuff back here. We've got our bass drum. This is our snare drums right here. Right here we've got our drum pad. And down in the end we've got a suspended cymbal, a triangle, and you heard in the other song, our bells. This is just a small amount of what the percussionists have to learn how to play, and it's a pretty cool section to be a part of. Of course, everyone knows about the Hastings drum line. They were voted the best drum line in West Michigan. We're really proud of that here. And all of our students, one day in the percussion section, will be a member of that drum line. Let's hear what this section sounds like today. Thank you for being such a great audience today, and also a special thank you to your 5th grade teachers for letting us show you what the 6th grade band can do. Like I said at the beginning, all of our students back here, they were in your classrooms just a year ago thinking about maybe being in band, and they've learned all of these skills. We're going to be around your building, myself and Mrs. Ewers, and you're going to get to try the flute, clarinet, trumpet, and trombone and help you kind of think about what elective you want to sign up for next year. We're going to finish with our favorite song of the concert. It's called Hard Rock Blues, and we'll see you soon.